Culture is habits. Culture equals habits. All of the stuff that I've talked about over the last 40 minutes are all just habits. What are your habits as a leader? What are the habits that your program is about, that your team is about? It can be on the floor, of course, but I think it should be off the floor. When you compete against a program that knows only what, you win 9 out of 10 times. You guys would agree? If they only know what, and your program, your family knows how beats what 9 out of 10 times. And I will say this, and I mean this respectfully. If you're here, you know how. That's why you're here. Think of the people that you're going to compete against in January and February that haven't been to something of this ilk in forever. You beat those guys. Because you know why you beat them, right? Because if that's how they, the leader, operate, well, you can imagine you don't have to know their practice itinerary. You already know. You already know. And I want to say this to you as a coach, but more importantly, I want to say it to you as a person, because who you are as a person is who you are as a coach. I think we spend some time here, and eventually we figure out how to get here. Not many people get to here. And I see it so much. This is going to be my 26th year as a coach. And I wish somebody would have told me. I never went to a clinic. Here's what we got to figure out. Don't go this way. Don't go that way. That's the way the world does it. That's the way 98% of the industry does it. Hey, what are y'all doing today? Do your kids ever ask you guys, what are we doing in practice? I want to say this respectfully. They shouldn't. If your kids are asking you, hey, coach, what are we doing in practice today? Then you haven't made your why clear enough. I can't tell you, I coached Jamie in 2006, 2007. I don't know when a player has ever asked me, hey, what are we doing in practice today? We've had 12 practices at Texas A&M. Most institutions at Division I have already had 25 practices. We're way behind. Not one time, not one player. They don't ask, what are you doing? And here's what I'm saying. I know that sounds simple. But if your kids, and they are kids, but if they're asking you, what are we doing? Then they think that it's this. And to some degree, you should take responsibility that if they're thinking that relative to their mind space, that's what they're functioning on. That's the diet you're feeding them. That's the wrong diet. Then think about this. How? Hey, coach, when they're in that 2-3 zone, how are we going to get it to the high post? Okay, I get all that. Yeah, I get it. We have to be good at how. You have to know your what. I'm not saying you shouldn't know it. I'm not saying you can't be able to articulate and function in your how. But the sooner you can get to your why as a leader, as a husband, as a father, as a teacher, when you know your why, then so many of the decisions that are going to cross your desk, so many of the decisions that are going to cross your brain during a game, if you know your why, those decisions have already been made. You got to hurry up and get to the why, because the why will supersede the how. You guys will see today, you're going to hear a lot of ball. From this point forward, you're going to hear ball. And those of you that haven't taken a note, I can tell it's right up your alley. That's why you haven't taken a note since I've been talking. You'll hear a lot of ball. And you'll get to this afternoon when we start asking questions. And if you ask me a ball question, I'll be able to answer it probably a little better than you think. But what I'm saying is some of that I've passed on, not because I don't know it, but it's not my why. And if I'm charged with leading those kids and they know the why, they'll do the how however we tell them. And it won't matter who tells them. They'll do the how because they already know the why.